Hey guys, this is going to be a short tutorial about the workshop elements in RunVR. This hub area has a new level door for the workshop. It's always unlocked, so just go ahead and enter it if you want to start using a level editor or playing any workshop levels. So on the left is an area where you can play levels that you have subscribed to. To subscribe, just open up the workshop in your favorite internet browser, and then you can add subscribed levels to your level playlist and play them by pressing that big green button. On the right is the level editor. You can't use your headset, so I'll just take it off. There's a lot of elements here. They're pretty self-explanatory. We're just going to go to the map editor first and try making our own level. So as you can see in the bottom right, you can see what mouse clicks and keyboard strokes I'm using. So you can box select things, you can right click, hold it, and move your mouse around to rotate the camera. All these things are very similar to Unity or Maya if you ever use those software programs. So while holding right click, you can not only rotate, but you can use WASD to move around. You can also hold Alt and right click to zoom in and out while moving your mouse. You can also just use the mouse scroll wheel as well. So let's try creating a level. What I want to do is make a super maze, kind of like the maze we've already made in the very first level. So let's start with the box. So in the resource browser, you can see there's a climbable folder. There's red climbables as well as the white climbables. We have everything in here. Most of the time you just use this box right over here. So this is a climbable box. You can select it, you can box select it, and then to move it around, you hit W. And then now you have these things. To rotate it, you hit E. Now you have these things. To rotate it, you can still undo. And to scale it around, you hit R. In the inspector, there's a bunch of things. I suggest leaving these alone. These are very, very strange settings. They're not particularly explained just yet, and I won't explain them in the tutorial. If you really want to look at what each element does, I will probably try to make a wiki page about what all these settings do. Most of them are fairly useless, so just leave them by default and it should be fine. So first we need to make a small platform for a player to stand on. So let's do that. Seems fine. And then we can add our player start, go to essentials, and then start location. Let's just move it up. Yep, so this will be where the player spawns. Let's try doing that. There we go. So to duplicate this object, we're going to press Control D, and we just made a duplicate. Fortunately, I swear this happens every time. Things don't seem to, oh. Things do not seem to snap correctly. Often find that to be true. There we go, 1/8. It's pretty close to perfect. So let's try this. This is going to be our base platform to move everything around. I know it says 1 meter. It's not actually 1 meter. Alright, we can either create a non-climbable wall or a climbable wall. We don't want people to be sneaking through our level by just climbing over everything. Let's go ahead and make some walls. How tall do we want the wall? It's a good question. Let's try that tall. And good enough. Again, we're just gonna duplicate this. This is a wall you cannot climb at all. go. If you want to quickly zoom in on something, you can hit F. Now reposition your camera there. So we're just going to duplicate it. Let's see. Not long enough. Try it slightly longer. Good enough. And we're going to try zooming in on this. Oh, that's to be perfect. Scale it up. Quickly use our F key to reposition ourselves, and then doesn't want to increase the scale the way I want it to. So we can go up here, type exactly what we want. So we want somewhere like 33.2. Alright, now we don't want to move it again because once we do, the snapping will take over. So this is basically the complete maze. As you can see, the correct path would probably be go left, keep going, There's no real splits. And then I want this zone to be the end zone. If you go right, you'll find a bunch of dead ends. Dead end. Oh, this looks like it's going somewhere. It's a dead end and another dead end. Alright, so you might notice there's no hole here. I'm just gonna have people climb over it. So we're gonna go to the climbable. Let's try this thing. This thing is a circle. The rest of the level is pretty unexciting. You just climb over this, you drop down. Let's put the end race flag. So here it is. Oh, here it is. Look at it. So it's, I think it's floating. No, it's stuck in the ground properly. So there it is, end race. Once the player touches this, the game basically over. We also have checkpoints. This is a checkpoint thing in case they die. Speaking of death, we also need to make sure that the player somehow falls off, they properly die. So this thing, doesn't look like much, but anything below this point will die, almost guaranteed. The scale is set to something really, really strange. Don't worry about that. You can actually if you set the scale to 1:1, it's actually a box. We're not going to do that. This is automatically set up so that it's huge. You look at it, but it's also set up so that anything below this will die automatically. Speaking of which, we probably shouldn't make this climbable. We should not, because obviously the player can just climb onto this and just kind of circumnavigate this entire maze. That's pretty awkward. Huh. Perhaps we can just set this to not enabled, but I don't really want to do that because the color scheme will confuse people. So we're gonna actually, oops, I think I just made another death trigger. We are actually, it's not the death trigger, right? Let's see, undo change selection. We're just gonna delete this. So that's it. We have a small climbing section. It's mostly just a maze. Let's touch the coin. Look at that coin. Right here. Coin is so cool. Perhaps players will be incentivized to go either the right or wrong way, depending on how we place this coin. People tend to follow coins. We could tell them that, hey, maybe there's a coin. Whoops, there's a coin over here. Whoops, here we go. Just gonna undo. Oh, there. Aha, so if they go here, they shall see it's a dead end, but they shall get a coin for their troubles. Kind of a cruel joke. Save scene in top left. So you need to save this into some random folder. Name apps common RunVR seems good enough. So we're gonna name this. Coin maze. So when you save it, actually creates a folder automatically for it to live in. You don't have to worry about that. Let's just open the main menu. You can probably see it. Yep, there it is, coin maze. So we can play custom maps. These just let us test a level. All right, automatically there's a light. As you can see, the light is not that great because it's just set automatically to be kind of there. Might not like the shadows, so to change that, we're gonna have to add more light. So let's go essentials. Let's add more light. Ooh, this looks a lot better. Wonder if that's enough. If it's enough, I would be okay with just submitting it. So we're just gonna overwrite our own thing. Let's go ahead and try it out again. So already I can see it's not good enough. Try to fix the lighting issue we have. So the way to fix that is add even more lights. So we want this to be sort of a, let's zero out the rotation so it's directly down. It's actually pointed directly to the left. We don't want that, we want it to be directly down. Color is slightly yellow. And we kind of want it to offset the shadows. Let's Try to rotate it slightly that way. All right, so now we have too many shadows. Decrease the intensity. Can we set the bounce to even higher? Oh, you know we can. I don't know where my other sun went. There's another sun here somewhere. Don't know where it is. So now there are just two. Force pixel, force vertex. Vertex seems like it's cooler. It's good enough for me. Save it. We can quickly test it. So yeah, everything is a lot brighter. So I'm ready to submit it to the workshop. If you want to upload this level to the workshop, make sure you have a preview image. It just needs to be some screenshot or any custom image you want to represent your level in the workshop. You can later add screenshots, but we require that you need to have at least a preview image. So when you upload, you need to choose the folder that your level is in. You don't actually choose the JSON file itself. I know it's a little confusing. Let's just call this coin maze. We can set it to friends only private when we upload it to the workshop. All right, so here we set the preview. The preview is just the preview image. So, all right, so here we have a PNG of what we want. So let's set that. Description. Rarely this matters. You can even leave it empty if you want, but let's just hit submit. Small loading screen. And yep, so it should be submitted into the workshop. Workshop upload. We might have to, oh, there it is, coin maze. I went ahead, opened up my Internet Explorer browser. I've subscribed to my own level coin maze. If you don't see the level that you just created on the workshop, don't worry. The workshop takes a couple of minutes to update its web page. So let's go ahead and go back to here and explain the last things that this scene has. We have return to hub, just in case you want to go backwards. Upload, we've already covered, so there's also a workshop update. Let's say I want to change coin maze because I've modified the level. Well, then I would select a new folder to replace the old one. Let's just select this one. We can set the preview again, so let's set the preview to the same thing. And I know this isn't a real change, but let's go ahead and write the description anyways. Let's hit submit. You should get the coin maze updated with the new level, even though I haven't actually modified it. And that's about it. You can also play the levels you have subscribed to over there.